Hello and welcome to the Aspin Shed once again. Long time no see or even speak. We have been doing a lot in these very trying times to keep ourselves occupied. Because of the age I am, both my wife and I decided to isolate early on, probably a month before we were ordered to, and needless to say, we haven't seen anybody, friend or family or anybody, in 4 or 5 months now. Anyway, as everybody's probably aware, in these times not a lot happens, but we have at least 2 exciting things happen every week. One is we do the online order, and 2, we sit and wait in anticipation of the delivery driver fetching our groceries. Those are the 2 things every week create great excitement. Anyway, I digress, and let's get on with a bit of news of what we've been doing. In this period I have been operating my 2 3D printers. I've got one there and one over there, making, hang on a second, making 3D printed face shields. We've got the celluloid for the front and elastic to put them on with, and I made 200 of these for the local residential homes. They seem to be quite pleased with them, so as I say, I made 200 of those. But making 200 of those on these home built hobby machines, as you say, was a bit of a tall order. Each one took about 2 hours, and I was printing them 2 at a time. So with my two machines I was getting 4 in 2 hours, and I could do that about 3 times a day. So we got about 12 a day. But we got breakdowns and all sorts. Bearings were wearing out, controllers packing up. So I rebuilt controllers and put new bearings in the machines to keep them going. Anyway, we did that. Bit of something to do, and the people that received them seemed quite pleased with them. Anyway, we have moved on to what we are doing at the moment. Again, it's CNC related. When I first started, the first machine I bought was this little Chinese mini mill and the controller that came with it. Difficult pointing like this. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that. We go a bit wider, there we are. Yeah, and the controller that came with it. So not long after I had it and played with it, I got so excited about it I converted a bigger mill to CNC, and that was a lot of fun doing that. It works perfectly, quite happy with it. So this was set to one side for a few years now. Anyway, what I wanted lately was something that would engrave small items. I didn't want the big machine going doing that. I wanted to play with this one, and I wanted to engrave on such things as pens. Yeah, and as I say, not long after I had it, I realised I needed a faster spindle, and I bought a 12,000 RPM motor and controller and power pack, because that one took 48 volts. or 52 actually, but 48 is the power pack I bought. And I didn't really have the knowledge to incorporate the controller and everything, and knew how it worked really into the old box, so it never went any further. I might have had it running on the bench, I can't remember, but it wasn't. And the other thing is the machine itself had to be altered to take the bigger mount in, so it was left on one side. Anyway, over the last couple of weeks I've been playing with it again. I've got the motor mounted, and then I come to the controller box, which I gutted of all its original equipment, and I've rebuilt it using a bit sensor, 4-axis USB controller, and standard separate motor controllers for the 4-axis, because I wanted to use the little 4-axis chuck that came with it. So having done all that, I have got it running, and it runs on Mach 3 through the USB, no problem. Beware, I thought Mach 4 hobby would be an upgrade to Mach 3, and they extol a few virtues of it on their website, but what they don't adequately point out is you cannot get any USB drivers for it to drive such things as the bit sensor board. So I paid for it, wasted me money. I cannot get it to recognise this board or find anything it will. I did email them, but got no reply. Anyway, just watch that one. Mach 3 runs it perfectly, and it's cheaper now than when I first bought it many years ago. Right, so now we've got control. We've got a new controller with a, I had to put the power pack in a separate little box underneath. Made a little box out of aluminium to put it in, and as I say, it's got 4 controllers plus the spindle controller in there. Right, we then move on. We can now operate the 4th axis, no problem. But the first thing I encountered, which was a bit of a no-no, is I've got Fusion 360. I've got cut 2D desktop. I've got licensed copies which I've had for many a year. So then I wanted to produce some text I could engrave on a pen or anything else that's round, and that's where I fell flat on my face. If you want to do normal engraving on flat surfaces, there's plenty of programs that will do it that cost very little, and in a lot of cases are free. But as soon as you want to engrave on a round object using a 4th axis, everything goes ballistic. Fusion 360 will let you walk through your design as far as generating the code, selecting what you want to cut, highlighting all that. But as soon as you ask it for you can select the 4th axis, all that, but as soon as you ask it to create the path, it says there's no path. After umpteen attempts, I did actually watch that young fella in CNC. Watched him for years, very clever lad, has done a hell of a lot, does a lot with Fusion 360, I followed one of his demos firstly to walk through, and as I say, everything worked perfectly until you ask it to generate, and then you've got to pay for the fourth axis, and they want £30 a day, £1,000 for a year. We're a hobby, so no way I can do that. And every other bit of software you come for 500 quid, it's just ridiculous. I'd almost given up, and then, as you do when you're sleeping and not sleeping and thinking about these problems, I thought you could engrave X and Y, or shall I reverse that, X and Y. What would happen if you changed the Y direction in the code for the A direction? And I'll show you in a second how simple it is. And this is only for engraving, but you can engrave. I don't know if you'll be able to see this at all. I'll have to put some photos of it. No, nothing. Is it? Can you see it? No. No. I can engrave anything on the round now, and it's a very simple operation to do that, which I'll demonstrate now, because I've been yakking for ages. This is all I did to change the G-code file so the A axis would rotate instead of the Y. I just went to well, as you can see there's all the Y axis. Just go to replace, put Y in the top and A in the bottom, and then just press replace all, and magically all the Y's have been changed to A's, and you're ready to go. All you got to do is save the file, and now your fourth axis will rotate in sync. Right, here's a quick shot of Mark III. This is the controller I've built. As I say, I gutted the original and added this box underneath that holds the 48-volt power pack, and that's step down. I've got two step downs, one to 24 volts to power the bit sensor board, and the stepper motors, and then another step down to 12 just to power fans. So that's it. This is the setup of the machine. I want it to work in the X direction. I know I can get longer runs using the Y direction, but for my small workshop I can't turn the machine. Well, I could do, but I don't want to turn the machine sideways. So I'm working in the X direction with A rotation, and I also built this little what should I call it, end support material, and it clamps to the side of the machine, and so I'll just set it off and we can see it doing a small engraving. So I'll just wind the motor up. Everything is zeroed. It'll probably prove me a liar now and commit a complete error, but here goes. to just adjust the steps of the rotation to get the size of the engraving right in what would have been the Y direction. But other than that, very simple to set up. This is just a test bar I've got in for playing with. That's it. And it's quick now. I've adjusted the motor speed and it is quite quick. So there we go. That was a engraving. Well, as you saw, there is a very easy way to get your fourth axis to work in sync with your x-axis and produce a very good engraving. To what extent you can use that, I don't know. Probably I'll do a follow-up video if I do something spectacular with it, but it was an achievement for me to get my A-axis running and been able to engrave on the round. Oh, it's still in the machine. I was going to show you the one we just did, but it's still in the machine. Anyway, I think we'll wrap it up there for now. Thanks for watching. If anybody would like to like the video or dislike the video or leave a comment, I'd be most pleased. So thanks for watching and see you soon. Bye for now.